So the September event just creeps up on us. We're only a few weeks away, which is crazy to think about. And we have our first look at the brand new color for iPhone 16 Pro. And it's a weird one, I can't lie. Let's delve in. Courtesy of Sonny Dixon, who recently shared iPhone 16 colors. I'll also recap those later in the video. We now have dummy units showing us the iPhone 16 Pro colors, allegedly, and while it basically lines up with the rumors we've had previously, the dreaded blues being replaced by a rose gold / bronze hue, and I'm a bit mixed on this color, I can't lie. I was expecting it to be a little darker, more in line with this shades from the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, but this dummy model honestly reminds me of a Band-Aid, which is not very premium. Now, of course, because it's a dummy model, it might not be an accurate representation of the final color, because this is made out of cheap plastic, whereas the actual phone is going to be beautifully constructed using glass and titanium. So it's very possible the actual color looks quite different, and it could be better in Apple's marketing images and in real life. But right now, I'm not very hyped for this, guys. But regardless, many are still going to throw money at Apple for this because it's the new special color. Also, I do want to mention leakers themselves have actually been kinda contradictory on how the color could look. Weibo leaker Fixed Focus Digital told us the new 16 Pro color resembles a bronze hue, but another Chinese leaker said the color code for the new color is simply called rose, suggesting a more rose gold-like hue. Now, the dummy model is clearly less rose gold. It's not very similar to the rose gold we used to have, but I will say, I don't necessarily think one leaker is right and one leaker is wrong. They could just be perceiving the color in different lighting conditions. I mean, there have been plenty of times where Apple's Pro phones can look like the color they're supposed to be at some angles and then just be grey or white in others. And so the same could be the case here, guys. Now, another rumor we've heard for a long time is that Apple plans to use an improved process for finishing and coloring titanium, which will result in a glossier look than the brushed aluminium finish for the iPhone 15 Pro models. The glossy finish could be more like the stainless steel we used to have on the Pro phones, except it would be more resistant to scratches. Now, I'm not sure how to feel about this because whilst I understand the benefit for Apple because they want their phones to look very shiny and premium in the marketing and basically like jewelry, I still would prefer having a matte finish because anything glossy just attracts tons of fingerprints. And that's one of the main things I hate about my Space Black 14 Pro Max. The edges are so glossy, and so I'm still kind of hoping they stick to the matte finish we currently have with the 15 Pros, but let's see what happens. When it comes to the regular iPhones though, I am a lot happier with the color choices. So as you can see, the 5 new colors are white, black, blue, green, and pink, which again has been corroborated by leakers in the past. By far the most exciting aspect about this rumor that gets me tingling is the fact that colors are punchy, like real punchy. iPhone 15 has to be the most dull, subtle shades of colors I've ever seen. I mean, how exactly is this blue? I begged Apple to give us a proper shade of blue again, and well, it seems my begging has worked because the iPhone 16 has a fantastic shade of blue. It's very reminiscent of the iPhone XR blue, which by the way, is my favorite iPhone color of all time, so I just wet my pants seeing this. And if you want more horrible jokes like that, subscribe now! It's free and it will bring you the latest about Apple right to your subscription box, so please consider it. It would be appreciated. Join the saranbyte gang now. Anyways, the rest of the colors are just as nice. We have this forest green that looks very snazzy, a light pink that's essentially a more saturated version of the pink we have right now with the 15 series, and oh boy am I glad to see a regular white option is back in the range. Now, I do want to mention, of course, these are dummies, and so similar to the Pro colors, there is a possibility the real colors look quite different. And also remember, the whole reason we got muted colors in the first place was because the 15s had color-infused glass. And so if Apple keeps that around for iPhone 16, it's very possible we could see another year of colors that all basically look grey, which would not be fun. I'm still hoping for some vibrant colors though. We still haven't had a range of colors that top the iPhone XR range. That was peak iPhone colors. And so I'm really hoping the iPhone 16 colors are just as vivid, and if I'm being honest guys, I really only care about the blue. It better be good, Timothy. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this, but literally the only color that's changing or being replaced is the blue. Every other color is going to be identical to the 15 Pro, which is kinda boring, I can't lie. If you do observe closely, you can see the black slightly darker this year, but yeah, I'm still hoping they introduce another new color for the Pro models. Now coming back to the regular models, the dummies do show us details about the design we've had in the past because unlike the Pros, the design is actually slightly changing with the regular phones, namely the new vertical camera layout, which is quite different to the current design we have with the iPhone 15. Now you may be wondering, why is Apple doing this? Well, it's not because they just got bored with the current design. The big reason is that this now allows the regular iPhone 16 to capture spatial video. For the Vision Pro, since a vertical layout is needed to achieve this, the overall bump is a lot smaller as well. It's quite similar to the iPhone 10 and 10s camera module, and I'm quite happy about this. It looks very nice. But yeah, that's it for the design changes. The sizes aren't changing unlike the Pro phones, and from the front anyways, it looks identical to the iPhone 15. Of course, another big internal upgrade with the regular iPhone is the A18 chipset with 8 gigs of RAM, meaning the regular iPhone is back to using the latest chipset. Thank you, Apple, for that. And is also getting the action button from the 15 Pro, as well as a new capture button for photos and videos. So yes, you heard me right. The new big feature with iPhone 16 that's gonna be revolutionary is a new button. How fun. Anyways, enough about colors. Let's talk about a change with the iPhone 16 models that will actually make a difference day to day, and that's better thermals. You might remember initially some faced overheating issues with iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max, and whilst they did fix this with software for the most part, Apple has been falling behind when it comes to thermals, since Samsung and pretty much every other OEM has massive vapor chamber cooling systems inside their phones, and they have had this for a long time. And it makes sense to include these because people do game on their phones for hours, and these chips are getting more and more powerful, so it's time to beef up the thermals, and thankfully Apple is finally stepping up. So we got information from the information. Yes, I'm still gonna make that joke, but anyways, they have sources telling them the iPhone 16 models are gonna have a larger graphene sheet inside the chassis of the devices to address potential overheating. This corroborates a previous rumor that said iPhone 16 would feature an improved thermal management system, and it's totally possible that similar to the M4 iPad Pros, maybe the Apple logo itself acts as a heatsink to dissipate heat. That would be neat. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comments, make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this, and thank you for watching. Right people, today let's talk about all things iMac. We have a new M4 model coming very soon, and there's still rumors about the larger model in the works. So let's dive right in. Beginning with the 24-inch model, Gurman has now told us in multiple reports that this will be one of the first Macs getting the M4 chipset alongside the MacBook Pro and Mac Mini, and it should release towards the end of this year, so probably at an October Mac event, similar to the M3 model last year. Now this news is certainly surprising because it took nearly Apple 3 years to update the 24-inch iMac from M1 to M3, so the fact that updating M4 so soon has caught me off guard a little, I can't lie. I've always argued it makes sense to not upgrade the 24-inch iMac very often because it's a low volume product and the user base for the machine, schools and families, likely won't care about having a slightly faster chip.